Hello, this is DocsTeach. This is a great website that allows you to explore and discover primary sources. Primary sources are going to be so important during this class and throughout any history class you take moving forward. You're always going to want to find and use primary sources in any of your research, in any of your activities, PowerPoints, videos, anything you do. PowerPoints are going to be incredibly important. So DocTeach is going to have letters, it'll have photographs, speeches, posters, maps, videos, all sorts of primary sources that will be required in any of your essays and all aspects of this class. Primary sources are going to be a huge part of it. So let's open up the menu and kind of walk you guys through this. The home page is a home page. Then you're going to have documents. These are going to be different. This is kind of your search bar. This is kind of what you're looking for. Let's say you're doing a PowerPoint and you want a political cartoon. So you'll type in political cartoons and you will go down the list and you will have tons of different political cartoons that you can choose from. Those are going to be super important if you're trying to, even in an essay, you can open up and use a political cartoon, source it, quote it. It kind of can expand on a simple cartoon to how the state of the country felt during that time. So that's just going to be your great search tool, search engine, and you could refine it. You could, pick a political area that you're looking for. Let's say, the development of the Industrial Revolution. We want to do that. And here we want to do poster. So now, not only do we have political cartoons, but now we also refined, oh, well, they don't have that, but post-war United States, let's take out poster. Maybe that's it. It's like when you're searching in Google, there's going to be a little trial and error in what you're looking for. But now we're going to see that as you go, you can kind of work through what you're looking for, redefine it. Woodrow Wilson over here getting the axe, and we can kind of work and through what you're looking for and what you need. We also have activities on this website. These are great things you can do. So let's just pick the Great Depression and World War II. We want thinking skills. We are high schoolers, so look at us. We want to mapping history and where was the New Deal? So, and then start activity. I probably shouldn't have done that. But anyway, you can go through, study history, and do different activities. You can learn about all sorts of great stuff. Activity tools. So now we can go through down the list here. Maybe we want to do analyzing documents. This allows us to meet the document, observe its parts, try to make sense of it, and use it as historical evidence. So how do we know these are primary sources? How do we analyze and learn how to discern why it's relevant, and how do we know certain things are useful in our papers and if we should trust it or not? Another reason I really like DocsTeach is because they're from the National Archives. It's vetted. We can trust most of these, but that doesn't mean that your first response is, oh, it's on DocsTeach, we should just believe it and use it as evidence. One of the important parts about primary sources is that you have to learn how to analyze sources. And this is great as we move forward. These are great tools we can learn as you move forward in life, and learning how to analyze what you're reading and ask the right questions. Not, oh, did this happen? Did this not happen? But who said this? What was their agenda? Why was it important? Why did it remain? How do we use this to answer our unknown questions? So that's why this website's so great and wonderful. Other activity tools, you can, there's discussion topics. My internet. So you can do all sorts of stuff on here. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out to me. But you can use, you have all these activities, and we'll go through a lot of these in class because they're super important lessons. But it's a great way to learn about sources. And that's kind of the big picture and why I really like this website. And then popular topics. So this one I really like, because let's say we have a research paper that's going to be a 5-page paper. You need 3 primary sources. And we want to write it on the American Revolution. So we can click on this popular topics page, go to the American Revolution, and if my internet decides to work, great. So now we're on the American Revolution page. Okay, and this is going to be great because we got this list of primary sources. We have teaching activities about the revolution. And so let's say you're just having a hard time deciding exactly what you want to write about. You want to write about the American Revolution, and you kind of have a theme brewing in your mind. Maybe it's freedom, maybe it's, colonies, maybe it's the effect on Native Americans and settlers, or maybe you just want to pick a Benjamin Franklin or someone you want to focus on in a more narrow fashion. Those are all up to you. That's your kind of choice in how you want to go about presenting these research projects. And so, but these are great because now we have narrowed in our focus. The American Revolution, now we have our primary sources. And let's say we want to write about not war, but achieving peace. What is peace? What are we looking for? So now we have it categorized as revolution and the new nation. We have peace. And now we can go through here and look at, let's say, Benjamin Franklin's draft preliminary articles of peace, right? So this is 6 years after the actual revolution when we won our freedom. But, God, if you can read that, you deserve a straight A's. But here is a show and hide transcript, thankfully, right? Because we do not write like that anymore. It's a shame, but, how can you read that? So now we have a big transcript. Someone translated it for us, and now we have something to quote. We have something to copy and paste into our article. An important thing here is we need to make sure that the great thing that I'm sure you love, because I loved this when I was in school, is that you have a full citation right here. There's no excuse not to cite it correctly. There's no excuse to forget. It's right there. It's all written out, transcript. We have a full citation. We have dates. We have everything we need. So it's a great resource because it kind of just expedites some of the process, right? We don't have to go and worry so much about citing things. We don't have to worry so much about going through the library and trying to find all these. This just helps expedite the process of finding what you're looking for, the primary source you need to help prove your points and make correct arguments, but it also makes it a little easier too. So that's always great, right? We're always looking for to put our energy into the project we're working on and not necessarily our energy in citing correctly and spending countless hours searching. This kind of just helps you narrow your focus and get those important primary sources that you need, but that it allows you to focus on what you believe and your ideas, and you can really focus on bringing out what you're looking for. Yeah, pretty straightforward. You've all probably better on the internet than I am and the computers than I am, so I'm not terribly worried about you guys, but these are great resources. The only thing about this website that we will have to keep an eye on is it is predominantly American history based. So if we're doing a different website or a different time period or a different country or something more worldly, then this website won't be as useful as others. But from 1776 on, American history and American politics have had a huge influence on world history. So let's say we're doing a class project and research paper on the Indian Revolution from Britain colonies. There's going to be aspects of American influence in that area of the world. So there's always ways to utilize this website, no matter what we're learning about or no matter what we're teaching about. Yeah, that's basically it. Super great tool. You could do tons of different stuff with it. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, but it's just a wonderful learning tool, and I can't stress how important primary sources are. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon.